Ironheart finally brought a long-anticipated Marvel character into the MCU, and fans have been vocally anticipating this moment for years. This series has been one of the most talked about entries in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. But what makes it stand out from other Marvel shows? Well, at its core, Ironheart explores a theme that resonates with many. How far will people go to make up for their past failings? And as we'll see, those noble efforts can sometimes lead them down dark paths. Ironheart's story is one about redemption, where the protagonist is driven by a powerful sense of personal desire that clouds their decision-making, pushing them to the edge. While it's meant to give fans an escape, it also serves as a reminder of how personal intentions can sometimes have catastrophic consequences. Switching gears a bit, if you're craving some serious action with a bit of humor, then Amazon's Heads of State might be your next binge. It's a throwback buddy comedy that brings together some heavy-hitting stars like Idris Elba, Cena, and Priyanka Chopra. This movie is as chaotic as it sounds, but also thrilling in a way only a true summer blockbuster can deliver. The plot? It's centered around two world leaders, the US President and the UK Prime Minister, who find themselves in a heated standoff that leads to a series of wild events, starting with a press conference gone wrong. Heads of State doesn't try to shy away from political tension, especially in the backdrop of current US foreign relations. The president, just 6 months into office, is already bitter about not getting enough help from the UK Prime Minister during his campaign. Meanwhile, the Prime Minister, who's seen better days in terms of public approval, dismisses the president as nothing more than a former action hero wannabe. However, after a botched joint announcement, the two are forced to work together and make an emergency exit from Air Force One when it gets shot down. Now, the stakes rise even higher when we learn that the International Energy Initiative the two were presenting had been based on a nuclear scientist's work. That scientist's father? None other than a psycho arms dealer named Viktor Gradov, played by Paddy Considine, who's bent on revenge after NATO forces neutralized his son to avoid a nuclear disaster. This sets off a chain reaction of events, with the president and prime minister needing to survive in a Belarusian forest while being hunted by Gradov's ruthless henchmen. If this sounds like a movie ripped straight from the 2010s action-packed thrillers, you're not wrong. It's definitely in the same vein as films like Olympus Has Fallen and White House Down. What's surprising, however, is that Amazon opted for a streaming release rather than a theatrical one. This move might signal a lack of confidence, but in truth, the movie's star-studded cast, with Elba, Cena, and Chopra, should have been more than enough to draw crowds to theaters. Cena is already one of the biggest draws in professional wrestling, and his rise to stardom in the Fast and Furious franchise proves that his appeal isn't limited to just the ring. Meanwhile, Idris Elba has been the talk of the town for years, with fans speculating if he might take over the role of James Bond. And let's not forget Priyanka Chopra, a Bollywood icon who has made her mark in Hollywood, especially with her hit TV series Quantico. All three are more than capable of carrying a film like Heads of State. So, what went wrong with the film's reception? The film's producers should have had more confidence in their leads because all three actors hit it out of the park. Elba's performance as the UK Prime Minister is a masterclass in subtlety, balancing the tough political figure with hints of vulnerability. And Cena, the wrestler-turned-actor, shows an incredible range that takes him beyond his usual roles. As for Chopra, she channels her action hero side, which fans have long loved, with absolute grace. Her chemistry with Cena and Elba is undeniable. Whether it's the bickering, the camaraderie, or the fight scenes, the trio delivers what the film promises: high-octane action and some laughs along the way. Beyond the lead trio, the supporting cast also does a fantastic job. Richard Coyle plays the Prime Minister's grumpy right-hand man, while Sarah Niles plays the president's top aide with a level of quiet strength that adds depth to her role. Stephen Root, who never fails to impress, plays a hacker double agent, adding a touch of suspense. And then there's Jack Quaid, who hams it up in his brief but hilarious role as a CAA safehouse guard. The humor mixed with intense action creates an interesting balance that keeps the audience on the edge of their seats. Director Ilya Naishuller, known for his work on Nobody, knows how to inject both thrills and laughs into a film.